Hi everyone and welcome back to your weekly installment of the Top 10. These are the hottest selling cards in Magic the Gathering this week from November 29th to December 5th of 2025. Can Avatar hang in there and be the number one card all the way across, or does it get scary? Hey guys, it's the Moxman, and you're here because you're dying to know. You've got to know the top 10 cards. You want to know the hottest selling cards in Magic this week? That's why you stop by, right? It isn't just because of my good looks and personality. Now, our number 10 card, of course, before we even get there, we have to say that, hey, I've got a TCG player affiliate link. Don't forget to hit that link. Do your shopping. It supports the channel. And thanks to everyone who's been doing it. Now we can go to the number 10 card this week, and it is the Walls. The walls are huge, the walls are big, and they're doing something I didn't expect. Now, the walls here have 921 sales, which is $23,853.90 of total sales action this week. Now, I understand the walls here aren't selling 5,000 copies, but let's be honest. I really expected the price on these things to really dip by now. Already, I was expecting it. And that's not what has occurred. Instead, this card has found a nice solid base of players who want to get it, use it, and abuse it. Now, the wall is an 8 casting cost. It's a 0/30 defender. Other permanents you control have indestructible. And yes, everyone is trying to find ways to get this card into play to just have a blast. You know what? I gotta say, it's awesome. This card's amazing. I still don't think that price is going to hold in the long term, but congratulations, man. A lot of sales this week. Now, let's go ahead. Let's take a look at number 9 this week. Now, number 9 is Boomerang Basics. Now, anyone who remembers the original Boomerang, that thing could just pay 2 blue and untap a target permanent, okay? Anything from lands to whatever. Now, this one here with 1,460 sales, $3,500 of sales action, it did shoot up in value. It's $2.43 a copy from being like a 20-cent card. Like, this thing has gone a total boomerang in price. Oh, there's a pun on words. Yeah, I know. Dad jokes, right? Now, this thing's a single blue. I gotta be honest, it's cheap. It is a sorcery with a lesson, so it doesn't have the instant speed, but return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. If you controlled that permanent, you draw a card. So this has a whole bunch of multi-layered effects you can really work into a deck, especially in Standard. So keep this in mind, that this isn't nearly as bad of a card as people thought. That's why it's seeing so much play right now, and the sales are showing that people are starting to recognize it. The FOMO hasn't freaked out yet, but the sales tell us that players are starting to pick this card up. Now, if we go ahead and take a look at our next card this week, it is Toph, the first Metal Bender. Now, this card takes the number 8 position with 1,743 sales, $5,281.29 of total sales action. Now, when we're looking at this one, this is a card that everyone knew was going to be a big deal. But they also overpaid at $25-30. Now this thing has an average price of 1/10 of what it had a month ago. This thing's down to $3. And that is a great thing for people. Now, it's a 4 casting cost. It is a legendary creature human ally. Non-token artifacts you control are lands in addition to other types. At the beginning of your end step, Earthbend 2. Guys, this is an amazing card. It is fit. Earthbending is just broken. So many players have already nailed me with this thing. I have to just kind of represent and say, yep, I understand how bad this card can be. This thing's going to be a Commander Classic for a very long time, and the price point lets people buy it, which is amazing. So get this card. Get it while it's cheap. It's $3. Skip a cup of coffee, get the card. Now, our next one. We got to talk about the Abandoned Air Temple. Now, this one was not on any of the lists the last couple of weeks. It takes number 7 with 1,924 sales, or $2,828.28 of total sales action. 28, 28, 28. You get that one? All right, let's find out what's going on. This card has an average price of $1.47 a copy. It's very inexpensive, so why are people buying it? What's happened? What has shifted the need, the desire to have a card like this? The Abandoned Air Temple. I gotta be honest, I don't even like the artwork. But this land comes into play tapped unless you control basic land. It taps for white mana. But you can pay 4 and put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control. By the way, you can do this at any time. This is where the card is starting to excel. Being able to do something at the end of a turn or to save your own creatures when you're being attacked and somebody forgets you've got this. This one is kind of a nicer card than people realized. It's starting to see a little bit of sales action, and that means in Standard, this thing's kind of popping up. Guys, a good card, and Commander's going to enjoy it. Now, our next card is Redirect Lightning. We kind of talked about this one the last few weeks. This one's got some legs to it. It takes number 6. It's got 2,108 sales, or $22,091.84 of total sales action. Redirect Lightning is one of those cards you're going to see in a lot of places. Not only, of course, in Standard, but also in Commander. With an average price of $10.48, this one, sure, it's dropped off, but it hasn't dropped off like we saw with Toph, the metal bender, right? This thing's holding in. So let's take a look. And by the way, I like the artwork. A single casting cost instant that says, as an additional cast this spell, pay 5 life or pay 2. Change the target of target spell or ability with a single target. This is a game-ending, saving, life-bringing, secondary option. Door number 3. This is everything you need it to be. And because it's an instant, it's amazing. Guys, I'm using it now. It has saved me so many times. All right, let's go ahead. Let's keep this ball rolling here, and let's see what comes up. Because now we've got the Toph Hardheaded Teacher. This was on the list last week. It takes number 5, 2,312 sales. It's only $1,942.08 of total sales action because this card's cheap. Doesn't cost you anything, man. We're talking like $1 a copy. Well, this thing comes in with an average price of 84 cents a copy. The market says 64 cents. This thing should be $1 or less wherever you're buying it. So what's going on and why are people diving in? Because this is the second week, right? A 4 casting cost. You got 1 green, 1 red, 2 other for a 3/4. When Toph enters, you may discard a card. If you do, return target instant or sorcery card from your graveyard to your hand. That is amazing. Then you've also got, whenever the last spell you cast Earthbend 1, if the spell is a lesson, add an additional +1/+1 counter on the land. Whenever you cast a spell, you get to Earthbend is amazing. You can see what people are doing. You see all those earthbending effects? You see how we have synergy in this week's top 10? Yeah, this is something to be scared of, guys. This is scary. Next card. All right, Secret Tunnel. Again, a card that was on the list last week. Takes the number 4 position, moving up the ranks. Comes in with 2,543 sales. That's $4,000 of total sales. Now, $4,000 is quite a bit for this card. Again, it's flatlined in value, but it's not like it's worth nothing. It's just one of those cards people kind of say, yeah, it's going to be around. We're going to use this one. It's definitely going to see Standard play, and it may show up in the odd Commander deck. But is that going to be enough to really hold value over time? So, of course, the price dropped. Now, the Secret Tunnel here is an interesting card and idea. We've seen it before. The land can't be blocked. Remember that in case it gets animated. 2, target creatures you control that can't be blocked this turn. This is amazing. They got to share a creature type. I get that. But for paying 4, making sure 2 of your creatures, slivers, can just smash an opponent, it is amazing. And if you can find a way to animate this, earthbend it, this is where things just get funky monkey. You're going to have a great time with it. I love the card. Amazing. No, I haven't used it. Now, our next one. This is where we get to the Fire Nation Palace. Extended Art. This thing takes number 3 this week. It has 2,747 sales. Now, it was higher up in the ranks a few weeks ago, then it dropped off. Now it's back again. That's $8,600 of total sales action for this card. When we look at the overall value, you can see here it's dropped off. It's not like it's going to be a $10, $15 card. It's down to $3. It's lost, 60% of value, whatever. But that's still not as bad as we've seen in the past for some cards. Because the Fire Nation, it is one of those cards when you look at the land, you go, why do I want this again? Well, forget the whole coming into play tapped and basic lands and stuff. It says target creature you control gains firebending 4 until end of turn. Paying 2 to firebend 4. You can see how the mana can really start just jumping up to do other things. Now, it also says the creature doesn't have to attack. It can just target creature gains firebending. Guys, amazing. I love this thing. You can do crazy things. I love it. Oh, this is such a good fun set. Now, our next card, which was number 1 last week. That means we have a new number 1 card. We have Avatar's Wrath. This card comes in with 3,004 sales. Now, that's $13,608 of total sales action. This card has been going up, down. It's kind of going around. It's kind of going down a little bit right now, but it's still a lot higher than it was a few weeks ago when it was $2.58. It's still almost double that price point because airbending is awesome. Now, you can choose 1 target creature. Then you airbend all other creatures. But the best part is, until your next turn, your opponents can't cast spells from anywhere other than their hands. So their airbended cards have to sit on the sideline. Well, yours will come back into play and smash people around, assuming you've got a mana supply to make this happen, which, let's face it, in most cases, you're going to make sure you have exactly what you need to throttle your opponents. Guys, amazing. Beware of this card in Commander. Beware of Avatar's Wrath for Commander. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at the new number 1 card. This is Ba Sing E. I probably pronounced it horribly. People will tease me in the comment sections. Enjoy the commentary. 4,052 sales, which is $4,040.35 of total sales action. Now, this is one of those cards people kind of thought, it's okay. But then people really looked closely at the card and said, this is a lot better than I thought it was going to be. So what do we do? What do we do with this thing? Well, with an average price of $2.67, it's very inexpensive. So it's probably worth taking a look. I love the card right now. You can see that. It kind of reminds me of, what was that TV show with all the giant guys eating people? Anyway, this thing here says the land enters tapped, unless you control basic land, of course, but Earthbend 2. Activate only as a sorcery. So yeah, you can start making creatures, and if they die, they get to go back and being a land again. This is amazing. Pumping up, doing crazy things. I love it, guys. This is your number one card this week. This was your top 10, but we're not done yet. We've got to talk about what just happened in the market space, what's going on with Avatar, and what you guys need to be concerned about before we get to Lorwyn Eclipse. This is crazy stuff going on in the market right now. The market this week shows that Avatar is doing really well. It isn't like it's humming and hawing or even failing like Spider-Man did in terms of longevity of single market sales. Spider-Man gave it up within a week. Final Fantasy basically never gave it up until the very last possible moment, and even then it fought hard, but Avatar is going on its third week of now having all of its cards in the top 10. These are strong single market sales, and they are taking a lot of air away from other singles inside the same market space. Be aware of this because other cards are dipping in price, and chances are before Lorwyn comes around, we are going to see a little bit of an open market feel with a lot of low-end cards that are super inexpensive and allowing you guys to buy exactly what you need to complete the decks you want to build, whether it's for standard, modern, commander. This Christmas, this holiday season we're about to enter leaves a lot of open doors, a lot of missed opportunities for so many of the individual market spaces these products come into because there's just too many products to follow everything. Guys, a great time to be shopping for Magic cards, a great time to be picking up your singles. Thanks again for hanging out. Thanks for being here. Don't worry, tomorrow we're back with the reserve list top 10. The hottest selling cards on the reserve list. It's an epic time. I can't wait to see you guys there. And my live stream, 6:30 Eastern Standard Time. I hope you guys can make it out and hang out with the Moxman. Have a great one. Well, here we are at the end of the video. This is where we take a moment to say thank you. Because if it wasn't for the regular patrons of this channel who've been around for years supporting my channel, if it wasn't for my YouTube membership members who've been here for years supporting the channel, we wouldn't be here. Thanks again. Scary to think. Wait, welcome back to the Ramble Jamble. What are you doing here? Okay, I got my coffee. Taxes are another way of saying, there you go. That's as far as I'm taking it. It's a clean channel. We keep things clean here. I even clean up the floor. I do. Just, I have to wait to be told, but I do it. Now, let's talk about what's going on in this market because this is interesting. Almost scary to see everyone talk about how Avatar, it's okay and, prices and stuff. But honestly, it's doing really well. Okay? The sales are doing well in the singles market. I'm not saying people are just opening up tons of boxes, although the boxes did tick up this week in terms of Play Booster and Jumpstart. Collector boxes may be kind of being muted, but everything else was kind of moving and having an uptick. So new stock is coming into the market space. We have new singles coming in, which keeps the prices suppressed and low. It's good for everyone, man. It's good for anyone trying to get into these things. I love it. It's a great time. All right, I'm going to drink my coffee. I'm going to go start prepping up for the next video. It's going to be a long one. Get ready for it. Long.